Hello, it's a bright Friday morning here on WTV. My name is 𝗟𝗡. Thank you so much for taking time off your busy schedules and joining us for the Friday edition of 𝗟𝗓𝗡. Today promises to be another educative and exciting show with me, your host, 𝗟𝗡. Today, we'll go straight into scriptures and then we'll motivate ourselves ahead of the day. And we'll take our scripture reading from 1 Chronicles chapter 29, verse 13. Chronicle will niji ekomie. Ijo niji nyumai inyo kene. Unkeje kuku niji nyumake eten. Niga akanyo ake no hewole wonyomo. Womin dabushi. Ni wominjie ogbaele hi. Ni yo nyamle yi. And then the English also reads that, now our God, we give you thanks and praise your glorious name, the word of God. And so this scripture is telling us, or if you read from the beginning, it will tell you how David wanted to build a temple for God. But God told him that you have blood in your hands. And that scripture emanates from the fact that David killed someone, and so he had blood on his hands, and God said that you cannot build a temple for me, but your son Solomon can. And then David also responded saying that my son Solomon is young, but I'm going to prepare everything he needs, so all the building materials and every other thing, he's going to prepare it for his son Solomon. And so when the time is right, Solomon can also build a temple to honor God. And so whatever that you have today, you have to give thanks to God, because he alone can give you whatever you have today, and he can also do exceedingly, even what you think that God cannot do is what he can do for you. And so this morning, whatever that you have, you watching me at home, whatever that you have, do not say that because you have a lot of money you're not going to praise God, but in all things give thanks to the Almighty God. It's Friday and we thank God for giving us yet another beautiful week, and we hope that the weekend would also pass by smoothly with his grace and his blessings that will be bestowed upon us. Then again, we have life, and so in all things give thanks to God. This is my message for you today. But we'll move straight to the highlights, the lineup we have for you today. And it says that Ghana must have a fixed number of MPs and ministers. Do you agree with that? If yes, we'll tell you who is making this proposal. Then again, have you been experiencing doomsday in the last few days? Well, raise up yourself for more, because in the next couple of weeks we'll be experiencing more than we even anticipated, and that is coming from two groups. We'll tell you who the groups are and then what they are saying about the next couple of days, and then the doomsday we are going to go through. Now, Pope Francis is asking us, there's a possible answer to this, so we'll hear from it, why people do doze off in church. You go to church and realize that some people are sitting and sleeping, and they are turning their head and like. So why people sleep in church? Pope Francis has a message for why people sleep in church and possible answers that could deter people from sleeping in church. And so today I would like for you to take time, sit back behind your television set, and do well to listen to us. When I wonder nyeshi akeshi be egbelewo yewo akewala nisa ibadro oba hyenye hie ko ni wo mwene ta o television ehi ni obuwotui mwene sanye no ba wiele baba o ke ogbina o ke newspaper headlines baba fatahi keke agbene wotashi wo fe deru ni jisanye no ba agba fe wo ba gbala mi wo chonye keke agbene wo news analyst ba tashi ba ha wo ngawo ke gbene no ba chon wo anye oke oke wo yashna ke agbene sajin le fe answer alo na jimo. Our question of the day today, Sunday is Father's Day, and so if you are a male watching me today, happy Father's Day to you and to all the hierarchy of the Methodist Church Ghana. We're wishing you all a happy Father's Day. The Men's Fellowship, happy Father's Day. All right, so our question of the day, what makes one a father? Yes, what makes one a father? When it was time, when it was Mother's Day, we did the same. So it's Father's Day, we are not taking our fathers out. And so Mr. Quarcoo, wherever you are, happy Father's Day to you, and to the backstage crew, happy Father's Day to all the males behind the scenes who are trying to push the machines here and there, putting everything you see right on your screens. We're wishing you all a happy Father's Day. Now, we want to say thank you to all our sponsors. You are our #1 sponsor. And so Danwall Insurance Company is one of them. For all your insurance needs, please do well to contact Danwall Insurance Company. Sankofa Natural Spices for all your spice mix. It's Friday. If you're cooking, please add a sachet of Sankofa Natural Spices. There is a curry, there's a beef seasoning for you. There are stew mix, soup mix, and many others. KFK Foods for your breakfast, your lunch, your supper. Please contact KFK. They can even do deliveries for you as well. If you want to package some to your family, you can also place an order and it will be delivered right at your doorstep. MIP or Methodist Investment and Properties Limited, it's getting into Father's Day. If you want to dash or gift out some shirts to your father figure in your life, MIPO is there to give you all the nice and beautiful colors of shirts, and then it comes in affordable prices. If you want to also package some natural fruit juice for them, for your father, you can also get it from MIPO, and you surely get a discount from them. Methodist University, the school of choice. If you want to go into nursing, midwifery, education, and you want to do communication, any other course you want to do for first degrees and second degrees, you can go into Methodist University. If you are a Methodist, remember it is free for you, the forms, and then you get a 30% discount. But if you're a non-Methodist, there's also some form of discount for you. Multi-credit savings and loans. Today, you need to start your savings so that in the near future, you can have some money stashed up somewhere for yourself. On that note, we'll go for a quick turn. When we return, we'll sit down and bring you the room.
Hooray! The Methodist University College Ghana has received a presidential charter to become Methodist University Ghana, the prestigious university that delivers quality education to empower you to become an all-round scholar in developing academic excellence. Is calling on suitably qualified persons for admission to postgraduate, undergraduate, diploma, and certificate programs and courses in nursing, educational assessment and evaluation, guidance and counseling, psychology, economics, HRM and management studies, marketing and supply chain management, communication, IT, accounting, social work, ports and shipping management, PhD in education, and many more. Take advantage of our 30% discount on fees for all 𝗦𝗍ci candidates and discounts for all Methodists on all programs at MUG. We have campuses in Dansoman, Tema, and 𝗦𝗍ci, which run day, evening, and weekend sessions. Mature entrance exams are also available. Admissions are ongoing and are done in January and August every year. For inquiries, call 0558 309059 or visit mug.edu.gh. MUG, the rich brand. METHUG, we have the zeal to educate.
KFK Foods is an award-winning world-class restaurant with over 10 years experience in both local and continental dishes. We render services for parties, cafeteria services for schools and hospitals, individuals, corporates and institutions, as well as groups who want to treat their partners to delicious meals and services. We have all local and international dishes including banku with tilapia, fufu with light soup, fried rice with grilled or fried chicken, assorted fried rice, fish with chips, noodles and spaghetti, pizzas, pastries, shawarma, beef and chicken sauces. All kinds of breakfast baskets in Accra. Locate us at the Ambassadorial Enclave on the first floor of the Wesley Towers at 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. from Monday to Saturday. In Tema, locate us at Community 25 Annex, where the event center is located at 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. from Monday to Sunday. For all orders, call us on 0244 637647 or WhatsApp us on 050 33171153. KFK Foods, you deserve it. Do you need quality and professional ministerial attire? Be it cassock, clerical shirts, stoles, preaching gowns, preaching bands, wedding gowns, and sanctuary vestments, then your best destination is a Methodist Investments and Properties Limited, MIPL. Individuals and churches can also contact MIPL for their African wear, both male and female, curtains, church or institutional anniversary clothing, Friday wears, mufflers, diaries, liturgy books, souvenirs, badges, Lacoste and t-shirts, among others. MIPL produces natural fruit juice such as ginger, pineapple, mango, millet, banana, as well as specially prepared ginger powder to boost your daily vitality. MIPL Property Management is also available to both individuals and corporate institutions in managing your property and providing investment solutions. Locate MIPL office at the Grant House inside Adzika, Accra for your businesses at affordable prices, or call us on 0242 122 787. If you are looking for an office space which is spacious with a car park, 24-hour security, standby generator, then look no further. The Grant House building is up for rent and is located adjacent the Holy Spirit Cathedral, Accra. Call us on 0242 122 787.
Nana ye, Ediana mihui, enemrim, and now water kakadro pepperin sia, now aquacochi.
So, mammy, said you me pemedia in your natural. We mean this fight is so.
Na kakadro garlic, rinsia, nina spices, a kakadro, garlico, a dear, and a yaki boom. Nay, dear, Sankofa natural spices.
Oh, wow. The same I can see you now. And you may have your hit mistakes. Sankofa natural spices and one you use 100% natural. Said the pen
Adofo, mamunye huge mistake. Sankofa natural spices. Didi
FDA ejedi nkratu yatu.
Alrighty, welcome back, and it's time for a demo. And so we are back, and thank you so much for joining us. Remember, we are live on Facebook, WTV Ghana, and on YouTube, 𝗦𝗍𝗍 Television Ghana. I've been joined by Rachel. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss
How are you?
I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
All right, we thank God. So what's up for today?
So today we are going straight into the stories, and we are starting with the ECG Quarcoo story. The Ghana Grid Company Limited, Quarcoo, and the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, have announced a possible load management for 3 weeks. In a joint statement issued on Thursday, June 13th, ECG and Quarcoo clarified that the load management is necessary due to maintenance works being undertaken by a gas supplier in Nigeria and is projected to last 3 weeks. The maintenance has caused a reduction in overall power generation capacity in Ghana, which could result in load management over the period of work, the joint release indicated. They further highlighted that the recent interruptions in power supply experienced in parts of the country are attributed to a decrease in gas supply from Nigeria since June 12, while apologizing for the inconvenience caused. They assured the public that we are collaborating with other stakeholders in the power value chain to optimize available resources to ensure minimal impact of the reduction in gas supply on consumers. Enti ashafo Electricity Company of Ghana any Quarcoo for ena wonom ede press release abeto abontena ne wo kanyina ene se enyinam ahoden ye UC ehu ato chema kakra enu ntinu ehu ebehia se load management kakra ebe kosona load management no ebe take 3 weeks na watching miensa enti we de wonom ebesre se yenyina yebehye nenso ECG ene Quarcoo ena wonom so ede wonom anudie aba abeto abonten.
All right, and so we'll go straight into our very next story, and it has to do with all right, so this has to do with the constitutional review, and it says that the Constitutional Review Consultative Committee established by government has proposed that the size of parliament be capped. The committee urges that there must be a consequential amendment to Article 93 to ensure that Parliament consists of not more than 277 elected members. The committee believes that such a move would see consequential amendments to Article 47 to ensure that Ghana is divided into as many constituencies for the purpose of election of MPs as the Electoral Commission may prescribe. How so? But the numbers of constituency shall not exceed 277. This was disclosed during a stakeholder consultation for possible review of the 1992 Constitution in Parliament in Accra yesterday. Now, the committee also recommended that the size of government be capped and the privilege to appoint deputy ministers be expunged. It urges that the position of regional ministers should be abolished, similar to deputy ministerial positions. The committee said the president shall appoint as many ministers of state as possible and necessary for the efficient running of the state. However, the number of ministers shall not exceed 25. In the end, I can say, Parliament and now parliamentary proceedings. What really happened there? And say, now Constitutional Review Committee, can say. Near a course in an say Omunya Yanka, the number of MPs and our deputy ministers of more parliaments anka ebeteso, and I said remember a certain figure into a non say you review 1992 constitution. These are some of the amendments that they would really want to see in the 1992 constitution. That's the new or the amended act Article 47 and Afarley near Kikamu. Inti, these are some of the stories from the Constitutional Review Committee of Parliament.
So away from that, we are going straight to the Institute of Economic Affairs. The Institute of Economic Affairs, IEA, has strongly advocated for the establishment of an independent fiscal council in Ghana. The institute has advised government to adopt comprehensive measures to break free from the recurrent cycle of fiscal mismanagement and dependency on International Monetary Fund bailout. In a recent press release, the IEA emphasized the urgent need for a robust fiscal framework to stabilize the economy and restore policy credibility. In addition, the IEA argued that such a council will check government from going beyond its planned expenditure. Ghana's fiscal management has long been plagued by chronic deficits where expenditures outpaced revenues. The IEA said that these deficits have traditionally been financed through extensive borrowing, both domestically and externally, leading to macroeconomic instability characterized by persistent inflation, currency depreciation, and an escalating debt burden. The cycle of borrowing to cover deficit, followed by economic crisis and subsequent IMF bailout, has become an all too familiar narrative for Ghana. It's a various cycle that undermines long-term economic stability, the IEA stated in their press release. Inti a year Institute of Economic Affairs and one and so ede wonom insem abeto abontena near what kind yina say na saying obesha ase Ghana yen sikasem shada koye papa bisa kakra na aban say okobo bosia kakra na aban say oko IMF enuntinum Institute of Economic Affairs kase e was say aban hwe na ode enhyehyɛ kakra etu kwan mu sene aban will not overspend beyond its expenditure. One say ebia sebe aban say education, we are spending 1 cedi. They should ensure say 1 cedi and they are going to spend on education. Inti way and Institute of Economic Affairs ede ababeto abonting say aban enhwe na onfa enhyehyeye entu queen.
All right, and so these are some of the things that the IEA would always come out to to say we need to break free from the fiscal mismanagement and dependency on other products, and I think that this is a good one.
Yeah.
If we are to go, like yesterday we were discussing on 𝗟𝗓𝗘, if we are able to do our own things, we are able to produce, then we'll be a little dependent on the foreign products.
You
and
know,
it's going to help us.
And it is not only producing, but producing it the quality way, with standard. Yes.
So yesterday I asked Professor Asante if we have the technical know, if we have the hands, and we have the zeal, if we have the power to produce and produce quality things, like for example wheat, for example the local rice. If we are going to produce this in large quantities and we are going to get the needed quality, at least even if we are looking for 100%, we are able to do 80% of that quality, I think it will go a long way, because others will definitely start to patronize from us, or we can even start exporting. It will bring us also a lot of revenue in the country.
Exactly, very true.
Sure. All right.
Okay, so away from IEA, let's continue with the next story.
So we'll go to the Ghana Statistical Service, and in its recent multidimensional poverty index report has uncovered significant disparities in poverty rates within the Greater Accra region. The Greater Accra region has a relatively low poverty rate of 11.7%, while the Savannah region recorded a starkly high rate of 49.5%. The figures underscore the uneven development and persistent poverty challenges within the country. According to the report, Greater Accra's household population stands at 5,384,171, with an intensity of poverty measured at 43.3%. Intensity metric reveals the severity of poverty among the region's poor, illustrating how far they fall below the poverty line across multiple dimensions. The incidence of poverty or headcount ratio for Greater Accra is recorded at 11.7%, reflecting the percentage of people experiencing multidimensional poverty in the region. In an interview, government statistician Professor 𝗟𝗏𝗍𝗓 elaborated on the factors driving these disparities, stating that poverty is endemic in some areas. We found pockets of areas within the region that are not performing well. We will go beyond the regional report and narrow down on each district. We are sure we would see intra-district disparities when it comes to multidimensional poverty, he explained. He emphasized the importance of addressing unemployment as a critical strategy for reducing multidimensional poverty. If we really know that reducing unemployment will eventually help us bring down our multi-dimensional poverty, then this is the right opportunity to do so. Intinia Professor Enim Kanina say Uba Accra ha na chese poverty rate no e was show Ukwa Savannah region so asa. Now he's attributing all these poverty issues to the fact that unemployment rate e was show. Inteka obia nye juma ye kakra, it will bring down the rate at which people or poor people even live their lives, and a very reasonable standard of living kakra. And say we na all can say anke beya we should try and push in more jobs. Send be anko for bebre betimi nya ejuma ye say ensan ejuma say a white collar job na ekeka ho nyina obi abenya bibia ye send be the poverty level will be reduced in these regions. After what some can say they reduce the multidimensional reports to the district level, so because district by district. I should say what is really fueling the fact that a lot of people are poor or the poverty rate is high in these districts. And on Professor Enim Edibetoria.
Away from that, we are going straight to Ghana's youth unemployment. Ghana's youth unemployment remained high at 7.16% in 2023, particularly among youths between the ages of 15 and 24, according to the updated 2024 Africa Economic Outlook by the Africa Development Bank. The unemployment was also high among women compared with men. Multidimensional poverty worsened slightly from 46% in 2017 to 46.7% in 2022 due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. Youth unemployment remains high at 7.16%, particularly among youths ages 15 to 24, especially women 36.7% compared with 29.3% among men. The report further revealed that the youth unemployment in the country was rising, it therefore called for reinforcement of Ghana's structural transformation needs. Productivity has stagnated in services, the dominant employment sector, and is rising only slowly in industry and agriculture. Again, agriculture's employment share declined from 53.9% in 2017 to 29.8% in 2019, while industry's share rose from 14.1% to 21.0%. The services sector share also rose from 31.9% to 49.2% over the same period. To fast-track the structural transformation, the report said Ghana must enhance its competitiveness by easing infrastructure bottlenecks, accelerate agro-industrialization by strengthening skills development, value addition, and private sector development. Additionally, it must create a policy framework for technology adoption and innovation. Enti near African Development Bank nyina say a youth unemployment aye kesiye ewo Ghana ha na usually it is between the ages of 15 years to 24. Between this age bracket, no, the unemployment rate very high. Now we share in so between a man and bear dosun ye pam, and it also doesn't look like say a 2 age. Many brain the unemployment rate no, it is going high. Costro ain't no miss now on this note no. I was asking myself that I thought of late a lot of youth too are venturing into entrepreneurship, and so it baffles my mind
that we still have their own employment.
Exactly.
Rachel, last time we were talking about something here, the fact that you have some amount of money, you decide to go into your own business, but the issue of the dollar rates rising up and all that, it doesn't really allow you to have a lot of money. So for example, you start your business, you have about 10,000 cedis, you're able to buy whatever products that you have or you sell or you are into, you're able to buy a lot. Like let's say you're able to buy 10 of them. Now the dollar rates is an issue now. Whatever that you used to buy with that same amount will be reduced. And so whether or not you are doing your own business, you are into your own trade and all that, the money is not or never enough. And that is the reason why most people are out of business as we speak. So
then I don't know if you are looking at a startup capital.
Sure.
You
can have the money.
But you know, I beg to differ a little in relation to what Reverend Ami here said last week. Let's say you have a young person, let's say 23 years of age, who wants to go into his or her own snail business, whereby the person let's say so yes, but
free Central, every Eastern.
Yes.
You pick a car from Volta, you have to get into Accra because Accra is the capital center where you can do your business and get your money fast.
Yes, into ebia say transportation honum kakra no na it will be affected. I don't see where dollar comes in here when someone wants to Anyway, let's move on to the next story.
All right, and so okay, so just
so let's go straight to Cape Coast now.
Okay, so we'll go to Cape Coast, precisely the Cape Coast Hospital, where kidney patients who visited the renal unit of the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital in the central region have expressed frustration following the unit's closure. The units which occurred unexpectedly, the closure which occurred unexpectedly this week has left many patients uncertain about their ongoing treatment. Hospital officials cited routine maintenance as the reason for the closure. Patients who spoke expressed deep distress over the shutdown. We had to come for dialysis, and unfortunately we came to the unit and then we were informed that it has been closed for services. For now we don't know the details, but all we know is that it is as a result of technical challenges. He said he now has to travel to either Takoradi or Accra for treatment at a higher cost. On June 1, the National Health Insurance Scheme announced the commencement of a 6-month free dialysis support program for renal patients from June to December 2024. The support has, as explained in a statement released by the NHIA, noted that beneficiaries of the dialysis program have been divided into 2 categories. The vulnerable group, that is patients aged below 18 and above 60, so from 0 to 18 years, and from 60 onwards, and persons aged between 18 and 59 years. According to the scheme, patients under 18 and above 60 years will receive all 8 free dialysis per session per month, with a cumulative cost estimated to be approximately 2.3 million Ghana cedis. Despite the initiative nearly a week ago, some patients at the 𝗟𝗡𝗏 Teaching Hospital in Kumasi said they are yet to benefit from the program. According to a patient, since the announcement, each time he attends a dialysis session, he was made to pay. He explained that when he visited the hospital and inquired about the free dialysis, he was told that the hospital had yet to receive a notice to commence the implementation. Enti oko Cape Coast Teaching Hospital renal patients nkophobia home found a kidney home sensem no omo kasese alcohol hospital ho no ma omo aton into dialysis no ontumi nko machine so enko iwu moja urine ena toxins name free and some for moja ni engu sese na ye kan with the state. So this week ya no sese oko Cape Coast Teaching Hospital na renal patients have been stranded. They either have to travel all the way from Accra enko from Cape Coast and back Accra, and I say from Cape Coast air Accra, and no more say, and no a banny sadia, nibo air dink Accra. It's and say, or some mufaka a free Cape Coast ho, a Accra, and I say mufaka free Cape Coast and back Accra. And I think so NHIA for I can say, and from 1st of June to December 2024, no, and free dialysis session at the month will be in between the ages of from 0 to 18, and I face it from 60 years and above, no. And come free dialysis per session. But niaba say uko hospitals honuma omo say omo nya krata bi a twe say wo say omo tumi hye saa nhyehyeye na say enti we no omo ka say we nyina e the pressure aba beto omo ho so. And I think so say ya to Cape Coast Teaching Hospital mu no ama omo nyina they are stranded, so they are pleading so that something can be done about the situation. Is either they go to Accra or they go to Takoradi.
Away from Cape Coast, we are going straight outside the shores of Ghana. We are going straight to the Vatican concerning Pope Francis. Pope Francis tells priests to keep preaching short. A homily in a Roman Catholic church service usually follows a reading from the Bible and is used to reinforce the teaching. Priests should keep their homily short and speak for a maximum of 8 minutes to prevent members of the congregation from nodding off. Pope Francis has said the homily or message delivered during a church service must be short, an image, a thought, a feeling. The Pope said during this weekly audience that was yesterday, it shall not last longer than 8 minutes, because after that time attention is lost and people fall asleep, and they are right, said the 87-year-old pontiff. Priests sometimes take a lot and you don't understand what they are talking about. Francis has spoken in the past of the need for priests not to ramble on during sermons, but his own use of language is now under scrutiny. He caused controversy amid reports that he used a highly derogatory term to describe the LGBTQ+ community. Francis apologized last month after Italian media attributed to him the use of the word 𝗟𝗏𝗏, a vulgar Italian term roughly translating as fagotness or faggotry, during a closed-door meeting with Italian bishops on May 20th. Enti ashafo a year Pope Roman Catholic for penny a year Pope Francis ena ode nasem abeto abonten say eya priest no asofo no wonom e preacher they shouldn't go beyond the embro a year 8 minutes 8 minutes adanya or say ebru 8 minutes na eya na congregation no ebinum eda na ebru 8 minutes no so eya na sebe nye sofo no eka no amanfo enhyeda ente asiesa enti eya se wonum eba pulpit so na wonum ebe preacher wonum enya no between 8 minutes, very short. Now, Miss, now on this noting, I want to say that why are you smiling? I want to say that I think that others will agree to it, others might also not agree to it, but I believe that as a preacher you should have your own technique of drawing the congregation's attention to yourself.
Yeah,
okay.
And then to the preaching as well.
Yes. I believe you know my society, but please don't mention my society. And I want to give thumbs up to one of the asofos in my society.
Is it a super?
No. And no preacher at a point in time he will come. Yes,
we're back down to.
He will step down, come into the congregation to make the whole thing interactive. And he will know say, "Oh, that and I say, oh, don't go kana." Sorry, them hawker now.
You have to wake up.
Yes, because the next minute no na na say ojina won chen. And you know, I think say the asofos in one way or the other should have their own technique of keeping the
people awake,
and also making the sermon interesting, and also it's a key thing.
Yeah, and I also like the fact that most of the societies of the Methodist Church Ghana have actually segmented a lot of time into the day. That is a Sunday. So there are 2 hours per session. So there's the first service, there's the second service, and there's the third service. My society, for instance, we have 3 services every Sunday.
My society is only 1 service.
Okay.
Oh yeah, first, second,
first, second, and third. But on days, on communion days, there are 2 services. First service and then the main service. Into the 2 services would have to come together and do the S1. Into almost started by 9 or 10 thereabouts, and the end around 12 or 1. See, that's how it goes.
So on that note, let me say hello to all my church members. Hello, Adam. Good morning.
I'm sure that he's watching.
Yes.
All right. So let's go straight to the newspaper headlines. And what's the newspaper headlines telling us today? It looks like there are a lot of things that we need to discuss on the newspaper. So we'll go straight to the Daily Graphic. And the Daily Graphic, the truth and accuracy every day, says that speak truth to Vice President, as Santihin is saying. There's the stories on page 13. And the major story here, presidents should pay tax on salary. Committee recommends. The story begins on the front page, continues on page 3 of the paper. Special supplement on 𝗟𝗏𝗏 is also inside this paper. Vote buying aberration of democracy. 𝗟𝗚𝗏𝗏 chairperson is saying this. The story is on page 40 of the paper. Constituency Watch, Anya Sotum, NPP's fortress. Poor roads drainage system. The story is on pages 16 and 29 of the paper.
So we continue with Ghana's favorite newspaper, the Daily Guide. On their banner headline, I met Dami in Kulendi's house, Jakpa, and now Odiseye Abeto Abontin. So concerning the 2.37 million euros ambulance case, Constitutional Review Committee proposes 277 MPs. And now if we go to Kaswa soldier killer charged with murder. Government allocates 7,429,694 Ghana cedis to clear medical goods. And Baumia also presents laptops to students on Saekam Daily Guide the robot Kratana. Now Akinken be Amaye.
The Ghanaian Times newspaper, the most authoritative newspaper 1992 Constitution Review Recommendation, President to pay tax, number of ministers to be capped at 25, deputy ministers' position to be scrapped, MPs to cease being ministers, and the government releases 7.4 million Ghana cedis to clear 64 containers of medical supplies. That's a good one. The story is on page 8 of the paper, and we have a picture of Dr. Bernard Okoboy, who is a health minister. National Security holds SSS Awareness Creation Campaign for Greater Accra Market, Queens. And the ambulance case, court admits audio recording of conversation between 𝗟𝗏 and the Attorney General. And these are the stories inside the Ghanaian Times.
We move on straight to the spear of the nation, the Chronicle newspaper. On their banner headline, myself and Dame met 4 times at odd hours. 𝗟𝗏 tells court after admission of audio recordings into evidence. Now, African Development Bank loan saves cocoa industry from collapse. Buahin Edu. Ononso ede way ababeto abontain. So 13,875,286 seedlings distributed on Green Ghana Day. And the National Union of Ghana Students reiterates call on Electoral Commission to set up centers on campuses into way. And the Chronicle newspaper wanom ede ebreyen anope.
All right, so the Daily Dispatch newspaper, it says that I will not forget you in my prayers between now and December at Santehene to Baumia. See story on page 12. And Monday is 𝗟𝗏𝗘 holiday, and focus on Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid as he celebrates his birthday today. And so happy birthday to you. See story on pages 2 and 12 of the paper. Following 𝗟𝗏𝗘's sanitation success, Kenya eyes Ghana's waste management. Okay, so these are some of the stories in the Daily Dispatch newspaper.
So we continue with a new weekend crusading guide. Katafa Edi Kaino, 𝗟𝗏 tells court he requested meetings with Attorney General as secret recording is admitted by judge. Call of strike and return to work. NEC orders MPs. Deputy Minister pays working visit to regulatory entities. Government must change laws allowing earnings from experts to be repatriated. Professor Isaac Brady and Onunso Ekaseye Afe Yako Okai Koi Northa. NDC member arrested for falsifying birth certificate. My focus is to develop Etiwa East constituency. Koko Asante and Onunso Ediseye Abeto Abontain. So inti unsa eka derubo enkratana na wakenken bi amayen kama.
We are moving to the Daily Post newspaper, and it says master craftsmen and apprentices to enjoy special packages under Mahama. The story is also inside the Daily Post. And 𝗟𝗏𝗘's sanitation module in presses Kenya's Council of Governors. Okay, AG asked for my help to jail 𝗟𝗏𝗘 and get him off his parliamentary seat. Then that is from 𝗟𝗏. Okay, so these are the stories in the Daily Post.
So, without fear or favor, we go straight to the Daily Analyst newspaper. Concerning the ambulance case, court admits audio into evidence. Baumia kickstarts handover of 1 student, 1 tablet program. 𝗟𝗏𝗘 secures police permit for hands-off hotels demo. Concerning the cocoa board seed support, farmers save over 300,000 hectares of cocoa farms. Now, if we go to Kaswa again, concerning the Kaswa murdered soldier case, main suspect charged with murder. Inti way ena ewo Daily Analyst the report kratem.
The Daily Searchlight. One of the sad stories here says that this happened in Ghana. Injured old woman dies after Winneba Hospital abandons her in the bush. The story is on pages 2 and 9 of the paper. And then Dr. Baumia presents tablets to Opokuware's students, and hazardous paints invades the market. CPA warns the public on health risk. Education Minister given an award for his good works, and sinking city Ghanaians pay shipping companies billions of dollars a year for demurrage. And these are the stories on or inside the Daily Searchlight newspaper.
So we are wrapping up. We are ending with the ABC newspaper. They say on the side of truth, and on their banner headline, government must change laws allowing earnings from exports to be repatriated. Professor 𝗟𝗚𝗏𝗍𝗍 and I all can say until we produce enough for ourselves and export, we can never develop. Dr. George Domfe and I also can say Dr. Abdul Hamid, a political and academic giant, celebrates his birthday today. So happy birthday on that note.
Yeah.
For aha ena emre ebema kwan amaye de derubo enkrata no esi enko bebia ye twa ye ho aba sisi ana yaba aba beto aso.
Don't call me. Ghana for Methodist Asafoma. WTV Enyamfianumo 5 years. Hooray! Na enam Emfianuma Fidida. WTV ADNT. Or yet don't call me promo. And say, Zawaya Methodist Asafoma. Now what business? And Juma Kubia Opeso Bomu Deura. WTV say, Ye Babika or Juma Kuno and also a Gaton Yeno. Nia Bomu Deura now what you mean 2 weeks at the amount 500 Ghana cedis per. And I'll bet ya. Way a Yakwanya WTV Afaso at the Adawasi say. What time the chi? I'm a drum pempenswa and never dream. Yanuti, Methodist Asafoma, Mumaku, Mupesa Mubomu Deuru, Muntutumrika, Namumrai, Fred WTV, Nanim Penfoning Como, Emfa don't call me promo 0593 110733 and now WhatsApp 0256 253461. WTV, reaching out to the world.
There is always a story on the train of national discourse, a host of thorny issues begging intelligent analysis and unbiased scrutiny. But how do we interrogate these matters? Through the regular lens of partisanship or through a spectrum that focuses on the national good? The answer is the latter, and that is why the state is here. Here on the state, we turn our backs on the political gimmicks, ignoring the endless propaganda and opening our doors to honest and critical assessments on all matters of national interest. Our focus is to generate compelling solutions to the litany of problems in education, politics, health, governance, the economy, and all other areas of national life. We also bring you closer to the narratives on the streets, bringing you up to speed with the voices of ordinary men and women who cannot be heard. It's a platform of truth, objectivity, and impactful Christian-centered engagement designed to better the lot of all and sundry. Join me, 𝗏𝗚𝗎𝗍𝗏, this and every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on Wesleyan TV for this all-new current affairs program. For sponsorship, please call 059 311 0733 or 025 625 3461. The State, probing the issues, digging the solutions.
Wesleyan TV, reaching out to the world.
Welcome to Deru. This is the part where we discuss the stories into details, and we've been joined by our analyst, Mr. Nicholas Taylor. He is joining us via Zoom. Mr. Nicholas Taylor is a trade unionist, a teacher, a youth and gender activist, and in the Methodist fraternity, he is the former lay chairman with the Winneba Diocese. Yes, a past lay chairman. Mr. Taylor, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you and hear from you.
Thank you very much. I hope you are doing well.
Yes, please, we are. Miss Na is also here with us.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you,
and happy Father's Day.
Belated happy birthday. And happy Father's Day to you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much.
And then they went to be on my studio, but that's the same. Okay. Ain't see, remember Wakunya na uchi uncle for me, Bakumienu be na yatwaso.
Yeah, but as a Father's Day, no, Mecha President Bishop of the Methodist Church, the late President and the admin Bishop, now Bishop of the University House, the Bishop elect as well, and then all the members of the University Houses, and my Miri Fua, number from me, and so Michelle, so far you can remember, happy Father's Day.
Okay. So far you can hear now so better. Me so by this time what you who say so far you can baby will be a good morning to you and happy Father's Day in advance. Okay. Papa yensha same free dum so hoy na ya nya nka say enche bia dum so de emu be den kakra ama in the coming weeks. Is it good news for us? Are we not experiencing it already?
Yes, me that's about me say President Nana Adwoka Kasawo made the Medina Seno. Or say doing so was over. And we were thinking that having declared the doing so over, it was really over. But what shall we say? Day in and out, your baby will be prayer, you do light, so you do light, so. Of course, almost this time, your friend will do me say, that is what Napo is saying. But you can see, say, truly, the doomsday is still having effect on people. Now, say now, a mobile about having power. Now, say now, people were calling for a timetable because the woman say, "Ebia ende yebetumino, ebia for best 6 hours." Now, yaso for best 6 hours. Ebama was what me ashisha wo. Now, adebia is a way to what me aye. Na ni na ya kaka so na poor can say, "Woman to me first timetable emba." My understanding was that parliamentary committee share and my recommendation said Quebec for timetable and so by say we are reading from the social media say Quarcoo maybe asking that they have to bring a timetable say and Ukrapa say dum so no etwemutia me so me ne mpemfo be ya adwen say ministry no enhwe no mfa timetable out am yetumi apply ya brabo. Because we fear when him say Kwakoto wade and as Kwako be a freedom no be can I say there ya na hadwen and to me the mesre says dum so no enye ntwemu dia omo fa timetable mbra na yentumi na yenhwe how ye betumi aboa e be yefo akọ na ya na mentumi hu nia say amadum so na ye den nesa because ye na omo ka kire say we even have excess capacity yet say light it say you wakra man abroso entina some of us yeah ka say oh sa abroso dia adentina ka yenton ma other countries e bia Cote d'Ivoire or Togo or Burkina Faso na ka yentumi nya sika embo man mu na say wade man abroso a e ba ne say no ho akoye tia man ya e say etumi ko esumu sa enti e be Ministry of Energy say bibi o betumi aye ene apan bibi o betumi aye ama dum so esu etwa because adwen obi a ode electricity in Juma, cold store. And if you want to cry, no. So we use machine. Do so about to me your Juma. And see if I want to say, do so a having cassette. So the only one I need to miss a dinner year. I'm a light dinner so I may have a was a having a crash.
And Mr. Taylor, are we right to say dear Abai Aji Atumu, the government has admitted say Dumso Ewoho because one at the press statement Abeto Abonting say load shedding be air on say initially no na Abai pese obeje atum say Dumso Ewoho, but by this press release no, do you think say dear Abai waje atum say yes Dumso do exist?
Okay, my member that's about me did say sometimes our leaders and our politicians are not being truthful to the system.
Okay,
because Dumso dear Ghana himself for the past 3 months, 4 months. Dumso that government not just over there to say that letter we about out. Yes, it's a way of saying that truly Dumso. And now, I feel the power plan and I say schedule. That is an indication, say there is doom so in the system.
But
say, say, how are you say any? And here, I'm doom so no ISR. A walk from money, a buying a uniform. Then you carry all of us on board. We are all moving together. But situations where the citizens are aware that there is doom so, and government is insistent there's no doom so. Yes, Anna, the citizens are thinking, we're in a different country, we're seeing a different thing. It doesn't help our discuss. But say you reinforce it. So I send it to her. I told money in how are we going to solve this problem? Let it be candid with the people so that our people will be always around us. They will carry all of us along. But situations where government insists there's no doing so, and now you come out with this plan, what happens to what the president said during May Day celebration? But yes, Anna, you're my president can't say no, I can't for or can't for now. And my confidence no echo for Bukakra. And I will appeal to ministers, government officials, and paying for it on one side. So my president briefing now, they should be candid with the president. And as a vice president, I'm also could baby one go cancel me and say it's okay. Now they are bringing the schedule. It means that Dumso is in the system. They should be candid with us so that we can all move together and move the nation forward.
And you just made mention, say, Emma, the confidence level no echo form. Can we as citizens even trust, say, it will last for only 3 weeks as they have mentioned? Only 3 weeks. Does it look like it will go beyond the 3 weeks?
From the indications we are picking on the grounds, they say just 3 weeks. It may even go more than. But for now, we don't for 3 weeks. No shedding timetable them bra. You do 3 weeks now. Maybe what should say the normal course system. I don't think say it's just 3 weeks.
Yeah.
They just don't want to lay the fact bare. But I think that it may even go beyond.
Exactly.
But I say you go beyond. The best thing is that they should bring the load shedding schedule. Then all of us can adjust ourselves because we have been in the doom so before some time ago, and there was a schedule we were able to adjust, even though it was bad. We were able to adjust. And say, now that they have acknowledged that they doom so, they should let us have the schedule. It may go beyond 3 weeks. I suspect, but comfortable number. Na yentumi ndi echire amama obi abrabo anko hado my biso.
Papa, usually no my timetable no kwana most often than not omundi so. Do you think that we should still go ahead and ask for a timetable? Because currently there was even no timetable and they were taking the light out. We were doing pay as you go. Now pay as you go. You buy because if you don't pay for it, you don't even get the light. It's ultimately on phone, so you can use the internet, you can use the short code, that is a normal telephone to get the prepaid on your meter. Now, this is an instance where we are all seeking, say, and come on my timetable. Timetable we omundi so. Should we still go ahead and ask for a timetable?
Yes, Miss Na, we will still ask. If you say, some of the places are, last one night by almost if you have a so. If you saw omundi so. But you said, and no, when you are doing this, say, every baby fear no light in the hole. And you know, say who are the chef fridge man no mu say na obey no say wadan for be fridge no back sheba no dey akosha wadan for be fridge man na say wo no over 2 egu off for be say 2-3 days no we dey prepare want me imagine me there so mo dey bank abeboa e be ma artisans any coastal operators wo you see that so much do their work office mo be office cra say auto fuel am the generator obo say okay now I plan for about 3 weeks because 3 weeks we going to be here to be see. Nobody has to fuel. I'm a generator. I'm a co-offer. No way use. But situations where you are not aware, so lightning go. I feel with your office, not lightning go off. Recently, now President you saw the president. There was a pickup, a truck with a generator. I mean, it doesn't help. Recently, the vice president was speaking at a place. The light went off. It doesn't help. It has security implications. And see, so people say, maybe at this area, like before, from that program or what, you put in the needed measures to safeguard some of these things. And see, it's true, so we won't be so dear. Na you plan
Yo, Papa, yeah, that's it. We just have to maintain the 3 weeks into Obian timing who will feel
exactly.
Who would be
exactly. Yeah.
Anyways, Papa, Constitutional Review Committees, so I can say, MPs, the number of MPs and the number of deputy ministers and constituencies nanka ebi wo hono ma yemfa nka obi wo hono so a yemfa to a certain figure. Will it be okay for us as Ghanaians? Looking at the number of constituencies we have and the number of things that we have to do and get done in this country.
Yes. Step by step, that's a bit. We say now political pressure from the parties are the party be about ministerial appointment. For instance, we have been in the country before. Now we didn't have railway in January. So we have been in the country before. Communication, any information, and see there are some the ministries, fisheries ministry, and your ministry we didn't say so say a ministry. Because in the middle why you bet me a castle. Ama or my own what on kakra.
Into fisheries ministry
ministers.
Papa, fisheries a ministry fisheries Ministry of Fisheries and Aquaculture Development. Yes. And which other ministry?
It has always been mostly been part of Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
Okay.
It has always been part of Ministry for Food and Agriculture.
Mofa, yeah.
Because food and agriculture in account. And to say for Ministry Fisheries and Aquaculture, the issue is that if you want to set up a secretariat for a ministry, it's a whole sum of money. How to make that ministry run is not easy. So if you are dealing with over 70, 80, 100 ministers, the economic implications of that appointment on the nation's coffers is not easy. You see, I agree that Ghana can do with, as they are proposing, Dr. Baumia is proposing 50, President Mahama is proposing 60, some have been proposed 40 and all that. I think we can manage with about 40 ministers or something, and the country will run. Recently, in the President 𝗟𝗡𝗏 latest reshuffling, they didn't do any deputy ministerial appointment for regions. But the regions are running. My point is that if we can get technocrats, it will not be political, and they will work towards the running of the nation in a very efficient way. We don't need so many ministers because there are emoluments, there are other things that go within the cars that we need to import for them, and then the V8 that accompany ministers, even ministers. It's too much on the nation. Looking at where we are, many committee so we should cut down on the ministers.
Okay.
And now, even on the MPs, 275. What is it? Are we getting value for money? MPs now 275. They say sometimes it goes so low. So one third of the parliament now about 90 something. Parliamentary work. From the 275, we cannot get even 90, 95, 97 with some column for meeting. Where are they? Where are they? And so we go parliament or we can cut down even the members of parliament. But the only thing is the constitutional aspect. The constitution has a way of creating constituencies.
Okay.
And therefore, if the constituencies have been created, and by they say, I don't know how it's going to work out. But I also agree with the Constitutional Review Committee. If the members of MPs can be minimized and that can be lowered, it will help. So speak.
Now already
contemplation for the creation of another MP seat. So
yeah,
that will bring it to 276.
Sure.
Are we getting value for money?
Okay.
I think all of us, the legal, I'm not a lawyer anyway, but the legal expert can look at it and see how we can look at all these things and reduce the number of even MPs that we have.
Okay. All right, Papa.
Going forward, I don't know if I can stretch it a little.
Okay.
The situation where we have majority of the MPs being ministers and also again.
Yeah.
We should let Parliament stand on its own and play the oversight responsibility.
Yeah.
a government on its wheels to make sure that we are getting efficient running of the government ministries, departments, and agencies. But situations where parliament sometimes have a rubber stamp. Yes, we are not getting what we are supposed to get. So we should reduce the number of ministers, we should reduce the number of MPs so that we can have efficient system running.
Okay. Papa Okaya, during the late President Mills's time, there was a Constitutional Review Commission and not a committee. There was an institution that was created to go round the nation and then gather information, bring out a report. Now there's a white paper on it sitting somewhere that should have been implemented during ex-President Mohammed's time. It wasn't implemented. The white paper is still sitting somewhere. After a lot of money, a lot of resources have gone into this particular review. Now we have come back to the same table to sit back and say that we are creating another review committee to go through the same process. I want to waste our own time.
Ms. Now you are right. You see, the waste in the system, and it's a matter of being bold to implement the work that has been done. This work, Professor Moss, President Mahama was the vice president. In general, the expectation was that being a vice president in the system, as I say, president, it was easier for President Mahama to have implemented the decisions or the white paper of the committee. The President Mahama for 4 and something years didn't do anything about it. Nana President Kakufo-Addo, also a lawyer, I did say, speak to me, I'm a certain way. About fine too, not the 8 years. Now we are having a committee that is going to review the Constitutional Review Commission's work. And then last time, Professor Adzika, the amount of money that was spent, he was, I think, the executive secretary also at a point. Sika is spending on this committee and a commission. We review now. It's not easy. And they have another review. And also, shows this and then the bar.
Okay.
And see, we only Ghana and I said we are only interested in creating institutions, creating bodies, creating agencies. But the functioning of these bodies, committees, and agencies, we are not interested.
Okay.
And so the ministries be I don't know I don't know yet. What could departments be and so you create. So we not have a synergy. Every woman or man you put in one way, and once you create some of those things, it will not help this country.
So, it will not help this country.
Okay.
Yes, Papa, it will not help this country. There's another thing too out there that will not help this country. Say a call Cape Coast, a renal unit, a Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, a boa a kidney patients in Kakwano. It has been closed down. It has been closed down, and if I remember, Miss Na even just on Monday. There was a discussion on it, and it came out that out of the machines now a war nina I said 3 and a year fully functional. Now senya so na aban edibeto abonten say where there's some privileges for a particular And so we are going to have when it's pre-treatment of dialysis patients, and so I think this is a very big issue to us here. I don't know what you really think about it.
Richie, I think you have said it right. We are in a country where I say your politicians, your leaders, sometimes they are doing also. Because they say we are going to do free dialysis, which is a good move. Now, machines now, some free dialysis and whatever. The machines are not properly working. And say, can you imagine say who keep teaching hospital? As a critical people from adjoining it is not working. So
Papa, even the Kolebu teaching hospital, they are facing a similar problem.
Yeah, can say Ndrogu port. Sure. A global fund for Adiameya. I think a minister for health. Then you have the name of continuation way. And for the past 2-3 weeks now, and don't go hospital a port where were we?
Papa,
2-3 weeks. No, it's been more than
firefighting approach.
Mr. Taylor.
Yes, mommy.
A drawway a new port up 2-3 weeks ago.
It's close to a year.
It's been in the port since October last year, October 2023. Yes, so it's almost a year since the medicines got into the port. And out of the one something that was given to us, almost about 14 containers were taken out. The rest, about 118, are still sitting in the port.
They are saying they are
can you
only
imagine?
mosquito nets.
Mosquito
Mr. Can you imagine? And these are Ndroa. For malaria treatment, maybe for HIV treatment, and others. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Meanwhile, Sasikana Yenye be FM hospitals and facilities for use. Parliament is now contemplating giving a rebate, and then why some other companies are and they want more interest. Hey, it's in Yanama said Yenisika. Yanama said, "Your mamma and papa no na. Woman to me, a scout on Cassanium and draw away by a Cababo, Sanka machine we a year to keep putting hospital and Cababo. That once we are committed to doing it." As a Papa said, Yan Tokas, Emma MPs there, Gomina, hey, Yan Toka ministers there, Gaminsk, Apotokas, Yan Toka, Gaminsk Sky. But I say, Yan smell phone, almost so Abragoncoia. That one we are reluctant.
Mr. Taylor. These are the MPs, the ministers. We are the same people who would vote on 4-year basis to bring them into the house. You get my point. We bring them into the house because we want them to represent us. And then when they get there, quote and unquote, probably they forget about us. That is a different story. But what we are asking is, do our leaders have us at heart? Because these are the same people who would get sick, common malaria. They will fly out of these countries and then go and have their own, we find it all the time in the newspapers. They go out to seek treatment. Do they have us at heart when it comes to these issues?
Miss me outright, I would say outright no.
Okay.
Our leaders don't have us at heart. Otherwise, the limit is saying there's a one possible.
Mr. Taylor, please hold on. Let me go to Cape Coast. Hello, Mr. Taylor.
Health facilities in Ghana are working.
Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor.
But because they have the resources, they say it's Obi Yaris, they say, they will easily fly the person outside. Because they call the shot and they can speak and the money will be available.
Mr. Taylor.
Nobody can speak for Ndrona everyone say not for use because we have voted into power.
Mr. Taylor, can you hear me?
And speak our minds. But
Mr. Taylor. Papa Utemenka. Okay, so we'll go to Cape Coast and then we'll speak to one of the renal patients who used to attend his sessions at the Cape Coast Station Hospital. He's in the person of Thomas Khan. Hello, Thomas. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. So on Monday, we're discussing renal issues here, and then you made mention of the fact that most of the machines at the Cape Coast Station Hospital were not functioning, and then you have to get to the unit at 3 a.m. I mean, when there's time for you to go through your dialysis. What is the current situation at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital?
At the moment, the unit has been closed down.
Okay.
And in fact, it's really a difficult situation at the moment.
Okay.
For instance, there are times I do twice a week. I do 2 sessions a week.
3 sessions
but because
a week?
of yes, because of the situation, I'm unable to do 2. The whole of this week. It's just one I have done.
How do you feel?
Not too well, but I only have to endure the pain and psych myself to live with it.
Okay, but were you given any prior notice from the Cape Teaching Hospital? Well,
the thing just happened, I would say, impromptu, because this is a rare situation.
Okay.
It's not something that usually happens.
So are you saying it's the first of its kind?
Well, I have been at the unit for 11 years.
11 years, yeah.
Yes, this is the second time such a thing is happening.
The second time in 11 years?
Yes, this is happening. And from what we gather, it has to do with the water system.
Water
and
system?
Dialysis mainly depend on the water system. So if there is an infection in the water system, it is best to stop the dialysis, because once you risk and then you do it, you might end up causing more disaster.
Thomas, can you explain what the water system is? Because we can't differentiate between what's a renal patient and then the water system you're talking about. We know that this has to do with the machine.
Well, the water system, as far as I can explain, is a system that they use in carrying out the dialysis process.
Okay.
The whole dialysis process is more of cleaning or cleansing the human system, like the blood
system, yeah.
And then your whole system.
Yeah.
And they use water together with some kind of chemicals to do that. Okay. So once the water that is being used is affected or has some kind of infection, it will be dangerous to go ahead with it. So at the moment, this is what we hear is a problem. That is why the place has been shut down. Okay. So from, say, late afternoon Monday, or from Tuesday, from Tuesday to today, the place has not been working. So we were told to look elsewhere to go for dialysis.
Did they tell you where the elsewhere is?
Elsewhere, it means that you can either go to Takoradi or Accra.
Takoradi, which hospital precisely?
They do dialysis there.
Where?
But unfortunately, if you're Kwanta Hospital in Takoradi.
Okay, yeah.
And I hear there's a private facility there. And then when you go to Accra, 𝗟𝗡𝗄, but unfortunately, 𝗟𝗡𝗄 also has its own issues.
Sure.
And then if you don't go to 𝗟𝗡𝗄, that means that you have to find a private facility to go and do it there.
Have you had a reason to go to a private hospital for dialysis? And how much did it cost you?
Because of what is happening, I did analysis. Going to Takoradi, already they have their patients plenty with just 2 or 3 machines. Oh. So you go and queue for long hours, and then that will be also stressful. Going to Accra, stressful. Later, I found a facility at Winneba, which is also a private facility. And it wasn't easy. I had to pay 520 cedis.
520 cedis per session?
For the dialysis.
Per session?
And then, yes. And then, because I was a new patient there, I had to do a new folder. I had to do some labs before they put me on the machine. Okay. So plus or minus, by the time I left there, I had spent about 1,000 cedis.
Wow.
Yes. So that tells you how serious the problem is.
When is your next session due?
I was supposed to go today, but because of money issues and then the stress in traveling and all of that, I couldn't go.
Oh, okay. But what is the feedback from the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital? when do they think that the infection can be taken out of the system or the machines, and then you guys can go back and then have your treatment?
Well, I have visited there twice since this issue came up, just to go and check what's going on there.
Okay.
And when I got there, I saw that they were on it.
They were working on it?
They were still on it, yes.
Okay.
So they are telling us that they are working.
But they didn't give you any specific day, right?
No, there hasn't been any specific day, but they are saying they are working around the clock to resolve it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we can only hope and pray that they do that as soon as possible, because it's really affecting us. I spoke to some of our aged people minutes ago, and some are really worried and in a devastating situation. Some even are even thinking of the negative, because like they are already vulnerable, and this is also coming in to compound the whole problem.
So and finally,
it's affecting all of us, especially those who were exempted from the free dialysis policy. You know, if we have to go and then you end up going to the private facility, it means that if at least you're able to do 2, you can't do 2 again, you have to do 1. And when it happens like that, it affects you physically and emotionally, because you have to spend more to battle for your life. It's not easy.
All right. Okay, but finally, before you go, has the government intervention kick-started at the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital, where you would have to go through the free dialysis session? That's the 8 sessions per month. Has it started?
For us, no. But for the aged people who are to enjoy the free dialysis, it started last Friday. And unfortunately, just when it started, this is also coming. This is also happening. So most of these aged people are really worried that they've been calling for such an intervention. Just when it happened, we are also having a problem at the unit. So it's something that is really a worrying one. And we wish that something can be done as soon as possible. And again,
I know that you are not part. You are in the age bracket that doesn't have this. I mean, this whole thing covered for you, because you are in between 18 and 50 and 60 years. So you don't fall in between that age bracket. And so, but for the kids and then for the elderly, have they started this process for them?
You mean for those who were exempted?
So from 0 to 18, and then from 60 downwards.
Yes, for those ones who are enjoying the free dialysis, that's why I mentioned that they started last Friday.
Oh, okay. So exactly a week today.
Exactly, last Friday. They did it for them, hoping that it will continue this week, only for this issue to happen, for the unit to be closed.
Okay.
So for some of these aged people, they are also worried that just when this free dialysis started for them, and then this problem is erupting.
Interesting. Thomas, thank you so much. And then we hope that the issue will be resolved soon, so that you go back to have your dialysis done.
I pray so. And then again, I will use your platform to plead with our own church.
Okay.
I'm also a Wesleyan, and I belong to the Premier Society, Wesley Cathedral,
Cape Coast, Chapel Square.
Yes, I'm praying that the Methodist Church will also come in to support dialysis patients, because we are not having it easy at all.
Sure.
And I'm looking forward to a day that we hear that the Methodist Church was embarking on a campaign to raise funds to support dialysis patients, and then even to help procure some machines to come and help the Cape Coast Teaching Hospital.
All right. We also hope that it would surely happen, just as you have said. At least if you are even able to buy one machine to add up to the 3 that Cape Coast Teaching Hospital has, it will go a long way to serve a lot of people.
Exactly.
We are so sorry for what you're going through, and we hope that God Himself would come through for you. It's not easy, but we hope that it will get better as the day goes by. Thank you so much, Thomas, for that insight. Thank you so much.
And thanks for having me as well.
You're welcome. Always.
You know, Miss Na, before we go to Mr. Taylor, I want to say that when all these works are done, I pray that they don't come back to tell us that only 3 of the machines are working. Because if I remember quite well, this week Thomas made mention that there are 5 machines, also, but out of the 5, 2
is down.
Yes. And the 2 is like every second someone need to sit beside the machine to man it. And from what Thomas is saying, it is not like the machine is what they are fixing on. It's like the whole water
infection water.
Exactly. Exactly. So from the look of things, it is not the machine they are fixing. It is the whole water treatment, something. So at the end of the day, it seems it will still be 3 that will be working, and still there will be pressure and loads of patients on the 3 machines.
So just last week, before we open the phone line, just last week, one of my siblings went to, she's having a clinic outside the 𝗟𝗡𝗙 teaching hospital. She was placed at the renal unit. She came back home and she cried. She didn't even eat the whole day.
Yeah, very sad.
She told me that if you see the people, the beautiful people who would walk into the renal unit on daily basis, you'd ask yourself, before we go through this kind of
very sad
problem.
And this is the situation whereby already 𝗟𝗡𝗙 people start their session as early as 3:30 a.m.
And the man who interviewed is coming from Uyarifa.
Exactly.
He has to come at 2.
Others are going to add up, meaning they will be working round the clock 24 hours. Which is very, very, very bad. Very, very, very bad. I don't know if
it's harder than we think it is.
I don't know if Mr. Taylor is still on Zoom.
Yeah, he's still on Zoom.
I wanted to find out from you, Mr. Taylor, don't you think that it is high time government makes people take responsibility for their actions? Because I am sure this whole thing all these things are happening. Hello, Mr. Taylor. I don't know if you can.
Sometimes people should be made to face the consequence of their actions, or they should be held responsible. Now,
Mr. Taylor, but hold on, Kakrama, me na main be phone lines no.
Or the report now, scanning by
okay, Mr. Taylor, before that, no, me per se, Ashefo who say you can also call to bring in your contributions on 025-625-3461. And now so say ube to me afre 053-835-0625. And sema anape ye di ho enkomo ene se yako Cape Coast Teaching Hospital ye machine ye di ehwe kidney patients no one say the facility has been closed down. Afei enso ye parliament one say ye MPs ne parliamentarians no numbers no too much. Numbers no too much. Constitutional Review Committee and now one de say abeto abonting say MPs, deputy ministers, any regional ministers no ebi wo ho a ehun ehia enti na afeyin so ECG any Quarcoo wonom say ye ba be experience dumso no within 3 weeks. In the next 3 weeks. Nsema ye di ho enkomo. Yensa aka Fairman. Hello Fairman, good morning.
Morning, my Adma lady, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, Fireman.
We thank God. We have a fellow too. Don't fight the Ghana and Itamu. And then Anape, Atama make Katakra, the Bob Brico, me used to before Abaso. Almost for some time, me to me, Wapa, a Pauma, the Bomber, the officer. Because Yendudum Kanya, Emma, Namineska. In this almost for 3 weeks now, but Dudum Kanya, thanks be to God. We can get more fun in the baby about.
How can you rejoice in someone's predicament?
Mumbra and Mumbeto. Namin can I mean French and tight, Namin French and Yere. And a second, so no, me pocket post. That fish. We now for one to know, Miss Romupa, hospital or Mundi. Because Nashani young for probable in Cofonu Crown time bomb so that.
Exactly. And
I just have to add, let us say you poor cry, Mr. Abai, Foundation, Ministry of Health. Would the fireman, the fire, number 2 office, or number young him. It can pay the mechanic, so we never won again. Namundium, Namunshom, winning a minute.
Yes,
Young Court Tanoso Kumasi. Anthony Adom, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Susanna.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I request you, yeah, man, a casa. The request now, yeah, the person cast kakra.
Okay.
If it's all your Methodist, the request no can. I come akuma. Okay. The next platform is Methodist, Yenya Bibi. Though ye dada, ye dada. Yenya Bibi pa say, why is our request? No, I come akuma. Now in the name of Methodist Church. Young contribute to baby. Said your hospital.
Would you like to donate? Would you like to give something out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So can
you get so many Methodist? You get so many Methodist church.
Okay. Okay.
Said your boy. There be a boy and you sit down your boy. I crab a multi program crying in a boa pa. A buy in a beboa. The champagne for head directory no. So because request na kama huma.
Yeah.
You have your boa kakra. You make no.
All right. I don't hear that sepa, but please speak to the producer. If you really want to give out something to Thomas and then the rest of the group, you can speak to the producer or no memo number with media first one. And so memo Thomas ne contacts and you just have to discuss with Thomas himself.
Yeah. I think we can go back to Mr. Taylor. Hello, Mr. Taylor.
Yes, Richie. Yes, I believe, sir, a brand new question. Very good.
Yeah.
So the Methodist Church can look at it. Now, actually, say, we can launch an appeal. I mean, everybody, the whole Ghana, na kobia yitumi de boa no a na yitumi to ba ko ana mienu bia wenchi hospital.
Okay, Mr. Taylor, yenko takwa embra. Hello, Ebenezer. Ofe free takwa.
Matom pelema Ghana local report. You want to know what my plan out.
Me pacho reduce the volume na ya wo TV no so my nkaka.
Yo meta.
Ye tio.
Yo. Oh, madam. Let's do now a report one match or make one you can't or you there and like come on for report to the I say yenti unkan ye papa yenti no ubetumi
etwa ohun kakra na wasan afre enti o hwe yen nso so obetumi afre yen ewo 0256253461 ana obetumi afre 0538350625 now nso ode wadwen kire aba. Hello Mr. Taylor, now o can be obetumi atwa so
Many Americans say, I bring a suggestion, the church can look at it and then raise funds to buy some of these machines, maybe for Winchi Hospital, Cape Coast Hospital, Kolebu, whatever. The church's social responsibility. Then, the philanthropists, we want to call on them. Okay. Companies, institutions, because Sayarian and Tua, but you say, yeah, more cannabis, say, more prep. And the best is you know, able to me. I have warm from warm. Now, I had you, but now I'm buying so enough for me. Those facilities that are not working, machine they break it down. You best start by say, on the Ministry of Health, Papa Oko boy, you have to on Shano with your mind. Okay, yeah, that's it. Hello, Dennis. Good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning. Hey, Patrick, you. Who for free
teach for the time? But I'm a free teach mine.
Okay.
Yeah. I may say the issue is not just about renal thing, the dialysis machine. Quite recently, my mother went to the hospital, and I think she has an issue with the breast. And she needs a mammogram. She's in Techman. We called the whole of the hospitals within Techman. Mammogram. We called Sunyani Regional Hospital. There's not a single machine working in Sunyani. Then the people over there connected us to Kumasi. So just imagine something as simple as mammogram. I would have to travel the distance. Look at the way involved. A woman about 60 years old. Mammogram.
Yeah.
The system is a mess.
Yeah.
The system really is a mess.
Okay.
And just as you were saying, nobody thinks about that. They do not have us at all. So it's up to us, we the people. But at the end of the day, we come to sit here and we'll be doing NDC, MPP, me papa ni we, me swan we, me wafani we. So so we have to take the country into our own hands and start, putting things in order. I see a Kasemu. And thank you for what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Let me come home.
Let me say that. But you see, I don't understand why you would have to travel all the way for something as common as a mammogram. I mean, how? Even so some of us in Accra, Kumasi, and some of the major places are actually having some sort of like privilege.
Exactly. Because even that long distance, Nukampo, the risk involved, and the
ambulance more. Look at the amount you're going to pay, because the ambulance now it is not free.
Yes.
That ambulance thing that people think that it's not for you. No. Because you have to pay for, you are not paying for the car, but you are paying for the fuel to transport the person from that point to the next
and the services too as well.
Yes. Yeah. So you have to pay for it. So the fact that you have your constituency name written on the ambulance doesn't mean that you call them and then they'll get there and you think that they are going to carry you to the place of free. You lie bad. You pay for it.
Miss Na, I am still particular about this whole people taking responsibility for their actions, because me say,
but who are we going to hold responsible for the fact that there's no mammogram machine in Techiman and in Sunyani, and then we have to travel? Who are you going to blame? Government or the health minister or the deputy?
Miss Na, I believe say like Oko and Shishayemwa.
There's someone you have to blame.
Exactly.
But we are Ghanaians. Can you blame someone?
No, Miss Na, we enye Ghana sem enra enana ye ka say abrochire they are practicing democracy and we are also practicing same here. Ain't you know like why can't we just do things the right way?
Why can't we
just do things the right way?
This also goes to all of us. In fact, if you're it's not a matter of you're not eating properly. It's not a matter of you are not doing something right. If it will come, it will come. But please, let us also try. Let's eat properly. Let's stop the late night eating. Let's eat proper food. Junk food once in a while you'll be tempted to eat. I don't want to mention names of products or food items, but once in a while it will come.
the urge to eat it will come because the foreign taste in the air we want to eat it. But please, let's eat them in right quantities and know the time and then the duration in which you are going to eat these meals. But when you may not be it a pack, you may tell no be.
Okay. Hello, Nana Ufefri Tema.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ghana ha it's high time. Ya can no more be a machine saying to be a rain of tea. Yeah, because some time ago, next year we need Ghana. We need to do best kind of next animal. So what are we eating? You see, what are we doing? Why are we getting such disease? And only the main problem I see okay. Say you blaming Ministry of Health and now say government it won't happen. We have to see a situation say why are we getting rampant kidney diseases? Why are we getting rampant breast cancer? Those are the things we should look at.
Okay.
Because see, pharmaceutical world, they want to make money. I'm telling you, this machine that you are talking about and all that, they don't care. They just want to make money. We manage diseases, we don't cure them. What you say? And to them, and then spices are who are Ghana. Spices are all Ghana. A lot of spices. And what are they putting in the spices? Even oils are the seed oils are they good for us to eat? Okay. Some of us have tend to eating Chinese food and junk food. Why should we eat that food? Let's look at what is causing the problem, then we can find a solution. Thank you.
Thank you to Nana in last caller. Yeneno Kasai. But we have another caller too. Auntie, Mr. Taylor, you bet stress your final thoughts.
Right. Finally, I want to add my voice to philanthropists, well wishers, and woman between companies. Say, na se between auto machines we be donate ama hospitals are na enkofo na etumi ya na omo de ayeduma. People should be responsible for what they do. So we are a person in charge of the facility. A machine is say children wanted now when you work and sana or how it is aba. And see the uncle wants the nature will be also so much natural. Yada one friend as thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Taylor. But this is one of the things that I think we should keep talking about because right now issues you don't even know when the next person, who the next person will be, and when it will start with the next person, and so. I think that something could be done about it and something will be done about it.
Yes, and I also want to advise that from time to time, but from time to time, it is very necessary for you to walk to the hospital facility, do a general checkup about yourself, and also
You see, on Monday we were having a discussion, and then the man said he started like malaria. Inti officially when you have malaria, then you treat malaria. What treats are always malaria ninko, and I called the next hospital. The next hospital doctor and the man inko yes test, and he found out that he had kidney problem. You know, stage 3.
Yes, listening to you on that show, yes, Monday, prompted me
to go and check.
Exactly.
I told myself I have to go and check.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we all need to check. But from January to March or to June, we'll save 5 cities, 10 cities, 20 cities.
It is quite expensive, though. I have to use at least about half of my salary to do that. But
you're going to do it?
Yes. Oh, okay. And after doing that, at least I know that I have my mind at ease. Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So let's take it up upon ourselves and get ourselves checked. You have a headache today, and then you take a painkiller, it doesn't go, please see a doctor. We are begging you, please see a doctor so that the number or the rate at which we record these things would lessen for all of us. Thank you so much for joining us on the Dero segment. We'll be back with Apple Muding and Insurance Minute.
kwani twa asuo tware kwan opani ene hwan ye bo kwan koto asuo free tete odomankoma die yakwa akoto no kwan ya fa so koto no enya de kro enti mpanin se fa so koto enti menya panin sire krokoto fa so koto ayen hwehwemu ade ko krokoto no ho enti nsuo aye panin yakoto e edu fa sa akwa we so akase nyame ene de edikan e wa kwan nyina mu efrise ono de o ho ene ebeto no obo ye ene ebehu no enti yakwane aye fa so hunu nyame no ekire egina ba bia yete ene ya mamre so enti sa nyame krokoto no obehu ni ye ya agese wo kwan ya ono abowo nyansa ma watimi abo ato na mpani fu asai de ato ho ama wo no uhunu sa kwan no na ofa so de sum ni ye
empanyi betrase na yeso ya adwen hwe yanim na ye nchekura.
Praise God, praise God. Christ in tea, you respond, yeah, addition. I'm excited to announce to you, friends in the Lord, are you seeking for a platform where you can pray? Ope baby apeso bompai. Now ninyami edi inkita home. Bibi chile so. And amanye bi na be same kum. And you come home. Let's go into the prayer room on WTV every Friday 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. to meet seasoned ministers of God that God has raised to impact your life. Remember, John Wesley said, I have too much to do, therefore I spend several hours in prayer in able to do it. That is why we are calling upon you. Meet myself, Reverend Hosea Say, and the Evangelism Missionary Renewal Directorate as we lead you into the prayer room where we encounter Christ. And I believe your life will never be the same. Call your friends or loved ones every Friday 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. where we will encounter Christ. God bless you. See you on our screens on WTV every Friday 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. God bless you.
That each and every one of us.
Therefore, adia chembio ye call ye na so ye koda ye radia domunti ye nyina ya sorry emofra ko mu suku edwumayfo so ko omunyuma so se wo son da yo se wan son da yo ye ka kire sorry na shere sorry na shere dwumadie ya no pabosu dwumadie bi a ye de bre yen se de be ya ye betimi enyini ewo hunhu na yenyi ohunamu na mpo etimi enyini ewo adwene mu se de be ya yenyina betimi akyekere man na ya kyekere asafo na afi kra yetimi akyekere busia
ye behwe nsem a ekoso oman Ghana mu eni wiase afa na nyina
ye befa nsem yi efi ko wankrata mu ene abefo internet so
anape bia ye nsem a ema enidaso eni insatwaye ebebre ye de onyankopon asem bebre na ya hweso e de aboye bra afi kan ye hu anape bia na ye mfa enije nsem embre
enunti afi kan ye hu
Anita Quarcoo
any Reverend Adzika Vincent Agdomena ewo Wesleyan TV so afi obetimi ahwe on WTV Ghana ewo Facebook so and afi Wesleyan TV Ghana ewo YouTube so sorry na sharing
wake up to a purposeful day
Jumadie aboafo bi te se
All Insurance multi-credit savings and loans
and a Methodist University Ghana and aso yasen
It's Friday, family fun day, and you're still watching Sorry Not Showing. Wake up to a purposeful day. It's time for the health segment. My name is 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘. Mimashrefoina akwaba eba apomudeng emre. So apomudeng is brought to you by 𝗟𝗡𝗚 Institute. 𝗟𝗡𝗚 Institute, a therapy center for all your addiction problems. Any form of negative addiction. Ube to me a day ako daiwa na. Oshesha won echi kwanya. Ube hu won kumase kochi. And I pay on apomudeng yen komo chichenu ejna the stigmatization associated with menstruation. Enti yanko na yanko chichen yankomo.
Our topic on menstrual hygiene is going to be around stigmatization or misconceptions around menstruation. And it is one of the issues that we are facing when it comes to menstrual hygiene management or normal menstruation that young women or girls go through. Menstruation is a normal process. It's part of women growth. When women are growing, they menstruate, and it's supposed to be with them for some years. And it is not anybody's making. It's not our fault that we are menstruating. It's a natural occurrence, and we want to make sure that the information around menstruation is accurate. Everybody have the right information when it comes to menstruation. So the issue that we face about this is stigma. Some girls might not go to school because they are not able to maintain their menstruation, because the product that they use are not able to protect them, and when they go to school they become wet. They saw their uniforms, and the boys in their class mostly laugh at them, and it's all because they don't know what menstruation is, or we don't hold the discussion around that. So now what we are looking at is to make sure that we make menstruation a normal thing. We should discuss menstruation in the house and sometime in the school. So when you see just the past man, and even up to now, we are still creating awareness in school, and it involves boys. We make sure we involve the boys in the schools to be able to understand what women are going through when they are menstruating. So we do take them through the menstrual hygiene, what happens when the girl is menstruating, and sometimes we even involve them in educating the others in maybe how to change their pads, or when they saw themselves how they are supposed to support the girls in the class. And it is going a long way to help us normalize menstruation in our communities. So as parents, what are we supposed to do? What is our role when our young girls start menstruating? We need to be able to talk about it. It should be a normal discussion in the home, and especially our men or the fathers. We rely on you most of the time for support. When a young girl is menstruating, they will need money to buy pad, and they will need money to feed well, because nutrition is a very vital part when we are menstruating. So we will need you to be able to support us, to be as your wives, as your daughters, and as family members. You need to be part of the discussion when it comes to menstruation, so that we will be able to normalize menstruation in our communities, and then remove stigmas. We have a lot of stigma, we have a lot of misconception. People are actually isolated when they are menstruating. I don't know, some cultures are there when you are menstruating, they don't allow you to take part in certain activities, and these are the things that are affecting women. And having this discussion about menstruation will help us to be able to go around this stigma, and then make sure normal women go through menstruation as normal as possible.
Young medical officer Rukaya Mumuni ena oniye atwetwe enkomo no na anape one kai shake and kai say or say let's normalize the conversation concerning menstruation. Say oye awofo na say oba edu nimpanyin fie so a washa say ebu nensa e wo say abre nyina no udin oni no edi eho enkomo na we no enko ema enkoa mema enso eka ho bi enti anape ya ha na emre ebema kwan ama yede enkomotwetwe no concerning the stigmatization on menstruation yede ebesi nyame adoma ejoada jemre na hweyen on apomden was brought to you by 𝗡𝗚𝗏 Institute. 𝗡𝗚𝗏 Institute a therapy center for all your addiction problems. Any negative form of addiction ubetumi ede akwa kodan won na ohwehwe won ekyikwan obehu won kumase Kochi. Dia me jeso Rachel Mercy ahena me sorry so miss now. It's up next with Insurance Minute.
𝗡𝗚𝗏 Institute ayaresabia ahotonia sumdua hye Edian no wakwankyere ni adekodia poten no a epia ma otokoso wa abrabo mu nanso sensanom ni nubone fa basa betwa wa akwan mu a eyi wa adwene firi obotaye no so wo 𝗡𝗚𝗏 Institute no yebetumi aboa wo ni wabusuafo a muhia mu anyina ma wogye ayemodea ye ayaresabia asebi yebeboa wona a wato nsane nubone fa ntentan mu ayaresabia ibotaye ne se ebeboa adwuma mu nimdifo asuafo ni nipa ahodo nyina ama watu anamwa edikan a edifa ahodie bebre won mpanimfo a ye won di dwuma no bi ne won a wo hwe adwene mu yare afutufo ni adokotafo ni anesefo a wode won ho afiri nsanom ne nubone fansem yatete saa nimdifo yi na wo nimdia ne nneoma pa eboa yarefo no na de atwam nso ne se ayaresan hyehyeye ni gina abefo nhyehyemu ni USA nhyehyeye a wadidi dwuma no 𝗡𝗚𝗏 ayarehwe ne fie die nyina ayepe yayaresan hyehyeye no gu ahodo na ebi ne medical monitored detox program residential rehabilitation yesan tumi fa ye nananom akwa ahodo so sayare na ebi nso ne group therapy 12-step AAA programs recreational therapy ne nia ekeka ho ayarefo ne da akyehye ase bra ode ne nan besi biaye ho no a 𝗡𝗏𝗏 Institute ya belfo ayaresabia ehwe wona a wadosuko won sane nubone famu na ani wiase afana hyehyeye nyina nso yepe adampa hodo a ye wonu bi ne VIP rooms professional rooms standard rooms and air conditioned rooms laundry services ye free ahobambo nsem so wo sro kama yesan obia ya osua de na eba no aduane sem de a uni hawkra ye na chukwan wo kumasi kochi e wa santimantem Ghana sawu pentremu bia nso a mepa chow frayan wo 0245849185 ana 0322496188 USA Fonson frayan wo 404-735-7697 Abe Fontaine Tansu Behunu Yenwo www.𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏masaedu.org 𝗡𝗏𝗏 Institute, the Extension Center for Integrative Therapy, home away from home.
All right, hello and welcome to the Friday edition of Insurance Minute here on WTV. My name is Miss Na. Insurance Minute is proudly brought to you by Danwell Insurance Company. Remember, if you're in Accra, you can find them in Usu behind the Presbyterian Church. And for insurance tidbits today, it's Friday and the ban on drumming and noise making has been lifted. And so there'll be a lot of activities going on. If you're driving, please do all to drive safely. And please look out for pedestrians who will be crossing here and there. Look out for motorists as well. And if you are also a pedestrian, please do all to watch again before you cross the road. And if you're walking on the shoulders of the road, please walk not on the blind side of a driver, but please walk where the driver could actually see you. So the best way to do so is to walk facing the oncoming vehicle. So don't walk with your back facing the vehicle coming from behind, but rather walk on the other side where you can see the vehicles coming in, and then that will be the safest place for you. But there's a video from 𝗏𝘍𝗲, and we'll go take a look at it.
This is 𝗏𝘅𝗲. He's a good guy, but cannot stay away from unnecessary attention and flex. Yes! He received this brand new car from a relative abroad to work with, but decides to wait for a while before registering it. So now, with this uninsured vehicle and a DV plate, he flexes in every corner of the city. Hey. Don't be like 𝗏𝘅𝗲. Insure your unregistered vehicle with the chassis number with 𝗏𝘍𝗲 motor policy and stay covered. You can also take other policies such as personal accident insurance, fire and flood, money insurance, contractors all risk, and others. 𝗏𝘍𝗲 Insurance. If it must be done, it must be done well.
And that was a message from 𝗏𝘍𝗲 Insurance Company. Remember that there are a lot of insurance policies that will suit you. If you're a worker, you are a home person, you are a contractor, you are into any other work, you can also get an insurance suited for you. And so these are some of the insurance policies from 𝗏𝘍𝗲 Insurance Company. If you want to contact them, you can do so using their social media platforms, their website, info@𝗏𝘍𝗲insurance.com. And then, of course, you can get into WhatsApp, Facebook, X, and Instagram, and then you can get in touch with them. If you are in any part of the country, please walk into any of their offices. If you see the white and then the blue writing or the symbol, you know that that is 𝗏𝘍𝗲. Or if you're in Accra, you can find them in Osu behind the Presbyterian Church. We'll be back with Agro. Do enjoy.